Welcome, baby daddies, fellow baby daddies enjoyers, whether you're a baby, whether you're a daddy. Welcome to the finale of season one of Baby Daddy, season two of For the Love of Dilfs. It's just family here today. It's just us girls, just me and Imario. Mario, how the hell are you
Mhm.
doing on this lovely finale day?
I am doing so good. This finale was everything I needed and more. Finale dropped, Beyonce's album dropped, everything is just going on. And you know what? I'm gonna have to take that out because this will be on a Tuesday or episode comes out. It's Beyonce coming on Friday.
That's
Okay.
fine. People know that we're gonna leave it in. They know that it takes
Okay.
like a day or two to edit. They understand. But yes, we are
Okay.
recording this on the day that Beyonce's album dropped. So this is Texas. Woo.
Hey. Damn, how do we go back from that? Like, fuck, where was I?
Girl, I don't
You know what? It's okay. I'm feeling good. Finale came out, everything I needed. Beyonce's album came out. We're taking down Nicki, we're taking down Diddy. Everybody's going in Slammer
It's a busy
because this is
weekend.
Texas.
It's a busy week. The weekend is
Oh
just
yeah.
starting. By the time you'll hear this, it'll already be Tuesday, and I will be at the spa because it's what I deserve.
Hmm.
So yeah, let's get into this episode. We start out is this finale is a little less linear than the rest of the season, right? So we're gonna just
Hmm.
go bit by bit. She like Stormy kind of follows elimination order a little bit, but we kind of bounce all over the place just a tad. So we're gonna be bouncing around a lot today too. So bear with us. We start off. Stormy has on the beautiful blue dress from the promo, which we have on our beautiful.
Baby Daddy Couture.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got on our Hawaiian shirts from the Baby Daddy cover art. And this, as I on like a second watch, I was like, this is kind of like the most talking that Stormy has had to do all season, if we're being honest.
Yeah, Stormy, the mouth was running and in a good way. Like I every time Stormy speaks, honestly, my mind opens up. My whole opens up. Everything just opens.
It's great. And I also like that she's not perfect. You know, like she's not like Andy Cohen. She's not like been doing these
Oh
reunions
God,
for years to
Andy.
go, which Andy has like a very specific way of doing reunions. RuPaul has a very specific way of doing reunions. They're very polished. Andy's a
Hmm.
little messier, but they
Ooh.
do have what he is. He knows that, you know.
We love a
But
messy party bottom. I'll say it. I'll
the
say
thing
it.
is, like Stormy, you could tell like this. She's still kind of like finding her feet when it comes to being the interviewer rather than the interviewee. Because I feel like for a lot of her career, she has been the interviewee. People have been coming to her asking questions. So I kind of like seeing her in this uh
In the
you
power
know,
chair.
in the power chair. Yeah, exactly. We start off, they talk about the blindfold mini game to choose the daddies and himbos for the first date. And Rico
Hmm.
talks about, he's like, I ordered this, man. You know, that blindfold came off and he was like, wow, perfect.
Perfect. Build a bear, as Stormy said.
Bitch, build a bear. This ain't build a bitch, just build a bear. And I thought here, I was like, okay, this is a really good way to start because if you know that your fellow people are going to be voting for one of two couples at the end, it behooves you and your couple to like remind everybody the entire time that like why you should win. So like from that second, like I took off the blindfold, I knew it was him. That's letting everyone know, like, yeah, they've been here since the beginning, you know, like they've really been working at it.
Hmm.
So like it's very smart for their couple. And Nick starts talking about not wanting someone stinky, which I didn't understand the first time he said it in that episode. I'm like, was this like such a big thing for him?
He's not a scent queen. I mean, listen, I'm not a pig girl either. I think this is the one thing Nick and I connect on. Maybe. This is the one thing Nick and I connect on. I get not being a scent
You
queen.
both sell a hole on the internet.
This is the second thing I can connect with Nick on.
No shade, no shade.
So, we love our sex girls.
Yes, yes.
But no, like I feel like not like I said for the third time, not being a scent queen is important, but like Nick was just like, I do not want no smelly old man balls. I was so terrified that he was gonna smell bad, but I smelled Kane and he was good. It was relaxing, and I was like, okay. I mean, I can look at Kane. I just know he smelled good. Like
He looks like he smells good. He looks like
mm,
he kind of smells like
Kind of like a
Like
woody smell, I think.
yeah, like
Like a oak.
incense, something like that. Like he got like he smelled like he do yogas. It's gonna be like incense and oak flavors and what's the other one? Cedar wood. I think he smells like cedar
um,
wood.
bergamot, cedarwood.
Bergamot, yeah, all that.
I'm just saying words now. I'm just,
Like the dragon's blood incense. He kind of smell like that.
ooh, I know what you're talking about.
Anywho, they move on and start talking about Sal and his moment in the bedroom, but they like don't really touch on it that much. But this for me, I was just like, oh damn, I kind of wish Sal just hung around all season and just shared stories from his many years because that's a man with a lot of stories. I want to hear the rest of the stories.
It
We
is.
needed him for longer.
I wish he would have stayed around longer. Like the current One Piece episodes, after the episode is over, they do like a little 5 minute, like, here's some lore about a character in the story. I wish Sal was that. Like, just come out at the end and be like, here's some gay culture. Like, here's something from my annals of history.
Yeah, give us
Like, I
just
wish there
story
was a little
time
bit
with
of that.
Sal. Spin
Hmm.
off story time with Sal. That's what I want. They should give Sal like a home flipping show because I know he does a lot of stuff around like the house and like he's always working on a
Yeah.
project. He's always like posting on Instagram, but he's working on something. Just give him like
Hmm.
a home and garden, like home garden and cooking show. He could be fixing furniture. He could be cooking meals. Very barefoot Contessa vibes. Meets like the pioneer woman meets that straight couple that's flipping houses.
Okay. Yes. Just
Just
when you insert the,
HGTV. Just give Sal HGTV
like,
down.
give him his own 2 hour block. You know what? That's what I want for Sal. Hmm.
100%.
But my wheels were turning when you were explaining. I was thinking of the housewife thing of the she's explaining her thing to me and I get it, and then the confessional, I don't
I
get
don't
it.
get it.
Like,
You don't, but maybe that's because I watch a lot of HGTV. I can't remember the name of like that straight couple that flip houses. Was it flipping show? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Oh my god, there's so many of them.
I was like, there can't
uh,
be just one. I
there's
know
so
there's
many, but there's like the
twins.
specific couple because they have like a whole line at Target. That's like the couple that I'm
Oh,
specifically talking about. Fuck them. Whatever. Who cares? Anthony and fatherhood is the next topic. And, he's like, I've been through all the bullshit. I'm here to make connections. And he did. And he did. And I
hmm.
like that he took the time to pump up Derek. And not just that, but you could tell he's talking about all the people he's made friendships with, memories with. So it was nice.
Something good came out of this pressure cooker because there were some tense moments in this house, but honestly, a lot of them were really good. And Anthony had a really good showing the whole season, made it to the
Mhm.
end.
And that's the thing about a pressure cooker is, it's a lot of pressure, but something good will come at the end of it. So I wish I had a pressure cooker. I'd be making pho daily.
I would be coming over daily.
Yeah, well, listen, I have a recipe for rotisserie chicken pho that I have to try. I just have to go to Costco and get myself a rotisserie chicken. I'm waiting for a day where I'm going to be really hungover to do it, though. So I'll let you know.
Okay, let me know because I'll listen. I'll hop in the car and be like, bitch, get in. We going to Costco.
Uh huh.
We getting a 15 pack of rotisserie chicken today.
15. Hell no. What are we feeding all of Chicago? Next, Dr. Ed is on the block, and Stormy's like, let's talk about the twins. He talked about how he misjudged the twins up front, which makes a lot more sense than it did in the episode that he debuted in, because there it just seemed like he was like, twins, ew, no. Here,
Hmm.
he's like, I just want the twins to be their own person. And when he found out that they were their own person, then he was okay with it, which, makes a lot more sense. I feel like this is a lot of times with Ed, he'll say stuff up front. It sounds very harsh. But then when he takes the time to explain it, I'm like, okay, yeah, you just, maybe your wording's a little.
The red flags turned into orange, a little more green now that I
I
understand
guess.
why you put this fabric up.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe I'm colorblind. Who knows? And Daniel looks good. He's got this
Hmm.
lovely like zebra print moment going on. I like how
Zebra
he did his
print, open
hair,
chest,
the open chest, the
sunglasses.
double cheeseburgers were out.
The clips to be made from this.
I know. And then Looters comes out. Girl, talk us through this.
Looters did come out dressed to the nines. Stormy asked just an innocent question. She was like, Looters, you were picked last on this episode. You're supposed to crash the dates, but you opted not to. So just Walk us through that a little bit. And Looters just was like, I didn't want to embarrass myself in reality television like Phoenix did. And in
And
my
this
notes,
is where
I
I
was
take
like,
issue.
yeah, I was like, freeze frame. We love Phoenix. Phoenix is a queen, an icon. Forever, I will stand like Phoenix till the day I die. I'm sorry.
Literally, Phoenix, fire and life incarnate. Phoenix is Jean Grey in this bitch. And
Hmm.
when Phoenix shows up on a future season, when Phoenix comes out on All Stars, that will be his time. I'm telling you, he's winning that money. We are Phoenix stands first and foremost. So for Looters to be like, I didn't want to humiliate myself on national television like Phoenix did in season one, I was like, oh, hold the phone, hold the phone. We're not
Phoenix
doing that
honestly had
today.
control of that entire episode. Like every time Phoenix sat down with a couple, it was gold. Just like it's the Beauty and the Beast, or what are we
It
talking about? Like it
so
was
fucking good. And
so
I
funny.
can't wait until we do season one. Which this is a good time to mention. Baby Daddies will not be
Mhm.
ending. We will be going back and doing a retrospective on season one as well. And then we'll be back for season three. So yeah, we'll have all the seasons covered.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Lunar starts getting
So
heated.
where's
Heated.
my
Like out of
fan? I don't
nowhere.
have it.
Bitch, nobody was even coming for him. And he gets heated, heated, heated.
Heated. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Make the bummy heated. No, Luders was hot, and I know he was hot because I was watching when I was rewatching it. He was like yelling and talking. He was looking at the ground because I was like, I know you. Because if I'm looking at someone, if I'm yelling at them, bitch, it's on. It's like it's gonna get amped up. But Looters was just like the joke is all motherfucking you, not me, because y'all was all talking shit. Y'all were coming for me saying I was
uh,
this, this, and this,
you
and
trashed me. You
everyone is
talked about me. It really isn't all that. And he said that like 8 times over. And the
he
thing
was
that
so
got me
motherfucking
here,
mad he couldn't get the motherfucking words
words
out.
out. And Daniel said, girl, it is all that. I said,
The way Daniel whipped off them sunglasses, like he was gonna let her have it.
yeah, and from what
Oh.
Daniel said in our DMs, they went on for longer, so we got the cut down version, which I'm not too mad at because Looters really was just saying a whole lot of nothing. He was just kind of repeating, "It isn't all that. It isn't all that. I can't get the words out. You're in my town. You're in my town now." Which is he from Fort Lauderdale? Is it his town?
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch. I don't think he said where he was from, but if he say my
Yeah,
town, I'm gonna assume he's from Fort Lauderdale. Like he just drove down the street to the mansion.
I guess.
Uh, I don't know. Aaron did try to come in and calm the situation. Like, look, like let me talk for a second. Daniel had really great things to say about you. Like it just maybe didn't get put the right way on television, but like no, Daniel was totally positive and Looters and another motherfucking thing. And I was like, oh
Oh,
God, like
girl.
I put in my notes here. I was like, it was giving Tiffany Pollard Flavor of Love reunion when like she came out, all the girls were hating her, and she was like, "Look at the material. I love it. I love it." Like that's what I was getting from
Definitely.
Looters the whole time. Um,
Yeah, and then Luder
but look,
starts.
damn good.
He did look good, but when he's yelling, the one thing and Nick he says he didn't get to show who he was. Nick says, "Girl, we see who you are now." That I was like, Nick, you ate that. You ate that one
Clock
little
that
thing.
tea.
I'll give you that one. That was good. And then we move on to Aaron and Nick. Also, shout out to the producers who were like, "No crosstalk, bitches, shut up. We are making TV. This is not the Zeus Network. We have rules here." Because on
This is
Zeus
not the
Network,
Tubi land.
the fight and on Tubi, because this was the fights will just go on, and I'm like, are there no producers here to be like, all right, we need to get this shit back on track because we have TV to make, because the fights will just go on and on and on, and that's how Bad Boys on Zeus Network ended up stretching one fight scene into 3 episodes,
Because
and
they
that's
just let it go on and on. I'm
this is a problem. This is a conversation for another day, but.
oh
Yes, I swear they stretched one day of filming in like 2 fights. It was 2 fights.
Mhm.
It was one outside the mansion, and then it was one like at dinner time. And not to mention the whole time for the first 3 episodes, Natalie's coming in. She's like, "I'm just here to welcome you to the house. Then I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna be in your business." She stayed for all 3. She kept on leaving, and she kept being like, "I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. This is your show. I'm not gonna be here." And then the next scene, she'd be like, "I'm leaving. I'm leaving." That chin walking out of frame, like, "I'm
Oh my
leaving."
god.
Yeah. But this is a conversation for another day. We truly cannot talk about
Wait,
the Zeus Network right now. We can't. We
wait.
can't. We have to move on. See, this is what happens when we don't have a guest. We,
We'll just go spin in
we
circles
are
on and on and
unhinged, bitch. So Aaron and Nick are the next topic. They're talking about the
Mhm.
elimination a bit. Nick was saying that nobody was thinking logically and just going in on anybody in order to struggle to survive. And this is where I noted
Mhm.
he may have been doing that. Everyone else had a pretty clear idea of who they wanted to send home, in what order they wanted to send home, especially Keith. But now that we know that Keith and Rico have always been on the same side, Keith and Rico have had that
Mhm.
alliance. Like, they were strategizing. And this made me think, like, I wish we got to see more of the strategizing from the side of both himbos and daddies and
Yeah.
what's going on in their head about who they want to send home. But that's just me wanting like the Big Brother experience and like giving me like the gameplay of it, you know?
Mhm. Maybe next season we'll get like full 50 something minute episodes instead of like the 40. Maybe because I would have loved to see a little more
Um,
strategizing, like a little of like the backroom traders talk. Like, so I was thinking about this. Should we send him home or no? What about him next week? Like, I would have loved
yeah.
to see more gameplay
I
too.
love when bitches start whispering in a room together. I love that. Give me that. Give me bitches whispering in a
Yes.
room.
Ugh.
I love when the girls go, I think we should send this bitch home because like, yes, give me all that. I need that. uh that's really all I had written for that section. I was just like, oh,
Um,
like Nick may have been not as strategic as them, but other people, the girls were strategizing, girl.
yeah. I think Nick might have been the only one surviving in the house. Everyone else was thriving. They was making it happen, finding connections. I think Nick was definitely on survival mode.
I
She
mean, so
did, Stormy did.
he got like dealt a bad hand a little bit, you know, like he kind of led first with the whole
I'm 20 and 30.
the WeHo, well, like because you know he solidified the whole WeHo thing, and then had to really do all that work to like try to break everyone out from seeing him like that. So
Mhm.
I think he either he played his cards wrong or he got dealt a bad hand. But either way, he didn't do the work enough to convince people that he was more than quote unquote the WeHo thing.
See, that's the thing with giving yourself, I feel like your own redemption arc. I feel like it's always tricky because what if you get cut before you get redeemed? It's just like,
That's the
damn, I just
thing.
sabotage myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
it can be hard.
Stormy did bring up when it got tense between Nick and Aaron, and I just thought of when Aaron was here and they had the whole fight outside, like, there's a door, bitch. And then Aaron was like, we're
But we're
outside.
outside.
Like, I
Oh
was
yeah, that's a good
cackling.
one.
Love you, Aaron. Love you so
Aaron's
much.
fantastic. I need more Aaron on my TV.
Hmm.
Let me move on to Sal, Aaron, and Hazel. I guess is kind of like the topic header that I put. Because Sal, they're like talking about their relationship. They're like, there's no spark, you know. It's the name of the
Hmm.
game. I had to choose Hazel. I went with someone else to try to find a connection. And Aaron brought up the really salient point that like, yeah, sure, you know, you're here for love. But I was like, it would have been nice because he talks about exploring his relationship aside
Hmm.
from romantic wise because of how much they get along and talk about business and life and all that other stuff together. Uh, but yeah, like we said, it's a relationship game, so it is hard. And then Aaron and Hazel gave each other a little gay hand wave at the end, which I was like, you know, they Aaron said how close they were,
Hmm.
so that was cute.
Sister solidarity. I love to see it. Like they just,
Mhm.
I need their spinoff. Honestly, I've been saying it. Put them on the traders. And Darren, definitely on the traders. I want to see the whole cast on there. I just want to see them just being all gameplay, all devious. I want that.
Girl, let me just watch this Traders. I gotta get into it.
You should. I know I've been talking about it. It's some housewives. They got me addicted.
Next up, we've got Kane and Nick. Kane feels
Hmm.
like he didn't get the decision to explore or really open up with Nick because of how slow their connection was moving, but primarily because everyone sent Nick home before they had the chance to do it, which, you know, talking about who got dealt a bad hand of cards, poor Kane, because he's trying his best, and then they sent home the guy that he's with, right? After they decided that he wasn't connecting enough. Only for him to
Hmm.
end with someone else who they're like, you're not connecting enough, and then send him home again. I really I feel for him. It's difficult.
Kane was literally here, just like, I'm trying to find love. What do y'all want me to do? Like,
Literally, he's like, girl, I am trying, and you guys are not giving me the chance. You keep sending these bitches home.
he did bring up, like, I wish it was my decision to find out if he wasn't for me instead of all of y'all deciding. And
Exactly.
it was just unfortunate. Poor Kane.
Yeah, but I
Bring
mean
him back for All Stars.
that's also the name of the game. Yeah, Kane is someone I would like to see get another go at this, and then like actually find love or like find somebody that
Mhm.
he vibes with a little more. I think I would prefer that. I bring him back.
Mhm.
After this, we get some Barry Marcus stuff. And how do you feel about Barry and Marcus coming in and choosing each other rather than going for someone else in the house?
I do understand where Barry was coming from with the whole, like, I don't want to be a home wrecker. Then he points to Matt, says it's my job. More of that later. But Barry was just like, I don't want to like step on any toes. I came in, I'm single. Marcus came in, he's single. We just chose each other. We hit it off. Like, that was a really natural way to do it. So, like, I'm not mad at it. That's what I would have done, probably.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it works for them because they're together and they like each other a lot. I think that for a show like this, it makes a lot of sense to pick the other person that you know is single in the house. Whereas if we're talking like, are you the one where you're meant to date around with different people a little more? Because here it's like you find somebody, and for the most part, they kind of stick with them because everyone else is already
Mhm.
paired up. So unless there's something that really shakes shit up, people kind of stick with the people that they started with. So I think for this show, it makes sense. But if this was a show more like Are You the One, where people are meant to be swapping people often,
Mhm.
then it would have behooved him a little more to choose somebody who was already in the house established. Because I think that's
I
part of
think,
why they went home when they did, because people are like,
mhm.
the new bitch has got to go.
I feel like Barry was in the moment of just like, what's good for me? Like, choosing Marcus, what's good for reality TV, jumping in a couple. I feel like it was one of those situations,
But truly, who
maybe.
else would he have chosen?
See, that's the thing.
Like, I really think
Barry was just all over.
Barry and Marcus
Mhm.
was the couple. Like I feel like I don't think I could really see them with anybody else.
When he had a date with Hazel, Hazel's like, I'm verse, and Barry's like, bottom? Hazel's like, no. So
Well, bitch, he might be verse. He got that thing on.
I mean,
We saw the Instagram post.
put it away.
I was like, damn. I didn't even know you had posted that. Because I don't. For those of you that don't know, I produce and edit the podcast. Imario is in control of all the socials. So sometimes I'll click just to see what he's been posting, and I saw that. Damn near threw my phone across the room. So what the hell is that?
The way you immediately texted me is just like that thing you shared about Hazel. I was like, I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
was shocked.
Oh, it
Shocked.
was,
Well, congratulations, Hazel. Congratulations.
yes. We love to see it. I said put it away, but I'm lying. Like,
Uh,
but to go back, yeah,
pull
I
that
just don't
dick
see,
out. Pull that fucking dick out.
where's my gun at? Just like the pull my motherfucking dick out. Like,
Okay, I'm sorry.
but
Okay.
honestly, yeah, like I don't see Barry with anyone else. I think Marcus was just, it was perfect. It was what we needed.
Yeah, I really like. I think it worked out for the best for them. And Matt starts cracking some jokes. Matt was funnier, I think, in the finale than he was in the episode he showed up in. If we're being honest,
I don't know. He laughed my panties off. And then at the reunion, I think he did it again, especially with the Stormy said, Matt with the wrecking ball. He said, I got two wrecking balls. And
that I
I was
thought
just
that was fun.
like,
The thing is in the episode that he showed up in, I was like, this cornball. Oh my god, his jokes were way cornier. Here, his jokes were a little more genuine. Like they felt like he was just kind of spitfiring them off the tongue. You know what I mean? They were way
mhm.
less canned bits, corny things than in his original episode, which I appreciate. Shout out to Matt, who looks just like my pediatrician, Dr. Schnoldick. And Rico talks about some more reasons as to why, the whole Rico, Matt, Nigel situation. We've talked
So,
so much about this. Like we truly don't have to retread this
yeah,
ground.
they're good.
Yeah, they're good.
This is
It's no hard
literally
feelings.
another 15 pages, a 15th page of the backstory of like the you voted this, we did this, then there was a triangle, then the whole like speech at the finale, the episode. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we got it. Then Stormy gives Matt the floor. to talk about something because we didn't get the chance to know him that much. Which is Matt would be another one. If I had to bring back any people from this season to get another chance, it would probably be Matt,
Mhm.
Kane, and on the himbo side, probably Aaron.
Definitely more Aaron. Yeah, I agree with all the choices you said. Yes. I would love to
Yeah.
see more Matt. He's so likable. Like, and he got the big chest, apparently, according to him. He's like,
Uh-huh.
supposedly, I have a big chest.
Allegedly, the girls have
Um,
told they have informed him.
he's just, I don't know, whenever like I know you said he was corny. I personally love the corny, and I want to see more. It just puts a smile on my face whenever he makes a joke, good or bad. Like it's just like, you know what? I appreciate you for trying. And when it hits,
He's
I'm like,
growing on me.
it
He's
hit.
growing on me. I don't dislike. I just thought he was way cornier up front. Now I think the jokes are starting to hit a little more. He said, "I got a big brain, a big heart, and a big sense of charity." Amen. Good for him.
Charity.
And then we move on to the Anthony Hazel situation. Another thing we have talked at length about. Length, I tell you.
Hmm.
But again, Marcus. Like, why is Marcus here? Anthony feels like his character's being attacked, and Marcus and Hazel both said it was a moment for us too. Marcus, you truly were not even a part of it. It was really like if it makes sense for Hazel to be like it was a moment, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But Marcus, like this really wasn't even your tea.
I'm replaying it in my head. I'm like, yeah, I could see Marcus being in every scene, but like I could like take you out and nothing would have changed. I think Marcus is just there to be there. I don't know, but
Yeah, and Hazel still says that he felt like he was being flirted with, and
Mhm.
there is something to be said for people misconstruing people being friendly with being flirtatious, right? And I think this goes as a big part of the queer experience is we are not used to people being nice to us. We come from places where people are putting us down, people are saying mean things to us. So I think when you're treated that badly and constantly tore down, when someone is being genuine or nice to you, it can feel like they're flirting with you, or you can feel attraction even if you're not attracted to them because you are not being attacked, you know? So
Mhm.
I think there is something to be said for that. I still do not think that is true. Like I said, two things can be true. Hazel can feel like he was being flirted with, but it doesn't mean that that's what Anthony was doing. But I just wanted to say because I do, I feel like I may have been a little harsh with Hazel earlier on about this whole situation, and I may have been like, "White twinks always think people are flirting with them," which
Direct quote.
fair. But if I remove a bit from the situation and really think about it, I do think this is a big thing that we should definitely talk about. People often misconstrue being nice with being flirtatious, and I think it's because we as queer people are constantly being attacked. So of course, when someone's nice to you for like the first time, you can be like, "Oh my god, he wants to marry me," you know.
I mean, listen, there's a reason all those tweets are around. Like, someone held the door open for me. Now we're getting married. Like, there's a reason those have been around every for
Exactly.
decades. And I feel for Hazel because I've definitely been there. Like when I started doing OnlyFans stuff and I like opened like my public, I connected the public and private parts. I did get a lot of messages of just like oh, can I fuck you? Can I like do this? Or like they were nice, but I kind of felt like, are you being nice just to fuck me? Or are you actually being nice? So I can understand where like things get misconstrued or like the waters are murky. I get it. I totally get
Mhm.
it.
Mhm. So yeah, I just clarified that for myself a bit for y'all. Then we move on to Barry and Marcus eliminating Ed and Daniel. And Barry is like, you know what? I will talk this time since Marcus gave the speech last time and I had nothing to say. They talk about how they won the challenge and got to eliminate somebody. And he
Mhm.
says something to the effect of like, it felt good because we were still new in the house and blah, 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 which again, I think goes back to me being like, the reason they won is not because they were more connected than anybody else, but because a lot of
Mhm.
those questions were things that they may have talked about earlier. It was more
That day.
fresh in their minds because they had only been with each other for like a day and a half at that point. But still, they won. I'm not taking that
A
away
win
from
is a
them.
win.
Listen,
So
I'm not going to be like the 17th letter of the alphabet and be like that's an undeserved win because they did deserve the win, right?
why are you being cute?
Yeah, why are you?
Oh my god, he's dead.
Why are you being cute? It's so good. I hate it here. Oh my god. So they talk about Ed and Daniel being the power couple. And Daniel's like, no shade, I would have done the same. It's no hard feelings. And he wants to continue pursuing his PhD. That line is probably my favorite from the finale. I do want to continue pursuing my PhD.
It was gold. Like Stormy just like set it up, home run. It was
It was
great.
fantastic. But I did notice here, I was like, Stormy's on a time crunch, girl. Daniel, because he's like, he keeps on talking. He's getting his words out. And he's talking about how grateful he is for the experience and how much he would do it again and blah, 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 blah. And the whole time Stormy's like, okay, now, interesting. Now, like she's trying to find her like in point to get that transition in. Which
let the girls talk. I want to hear what they have to say.
I mean, if it was up to us, the finale would have been an hour and a half,
Oh, absolutely. I would lock them in the house like y'all gonna talk today.
We would have brought out the strippers from episode 7 or episode 5. It was episode 5, right? 5 or 6 or something.
One. I think it was 5.
I think it was 5. We brought the strippers back out to do, instead of showing interstitials of the mansion for transitions, we would have done, like how the drag race finales when they just have the pit group come out and start dancing. Yeah, we would have had the strippers come out and do something on the pole. That's the transition. Then we move on to some more Hazel Kane stuff. Poor Kane. I really feel him. He's like, listen, we tried, girl. We tried.
In the trenches.
They were trying. And Hazel says something that I thought was really interesting. So he says he was feeling a disconnect in his previous actions to how he was handling this situation because he's been really sexual with people in the past before and he wanted to try something different. Now, I'm not going to take that away from him. However, in my younger years, I used this exact excuse when I was seeing somebody that I wasn't interested in. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not taking that away from him. I am just saying that I have used the same excuse to be like, I'm seeing this guy, but I'm not interested in him. And this was before I was like, you know what? If I'm not interested in you, bitch, I'm walking away. This is when I was younger, and it's not like Hazel had the opportunity to really walk away because, but you walk away, you're just walking off the show. So I understand it. You know what I mean?
I'm just making the Tokyo Tony face, and she's like, I'm just listening. We were all young. We were all messy once. We're all messy now.
And I was messy. I think that's why I'm not messy now. I got all the mess out early. And then Stormy, she looked like a Yana when she was not on my one. The way she like forgot her transition and just looks over at the couch with Jimmy Keys and Anthony and Derek and just stares at them until they start laughing.
And they're like, are we in trouble? Like, you're giving us daggers.
She forgot her line or something. But it worked. It was funny. And then she starts talking about Jimmy versus Nigel. Take it away.
That situation that we have talked about with Jimmy. I don't think we talked about it with Nigel. No, Nigel was early. We hadn't gotten there yet, but we definitely talked about it with Jimmy. It was
before, yeah.
It was a long conversation, and I'm still standing 10 toes with Jimmy because I do feel like, it shouldn't be, as he said, like the cancer came back every time something happens. Like, you want sushi? No, I want burgers. The cancer came back, fighting, crying. Burgers again.
Tacos, burgers.
I feel like it shouldn't be that hard, but
I mean, after talking to everybody involved, I think I see both sides of it. I am still a little more on Jimmy's side in terms of the whole roller coaster of it all. But I do understand where Nigel's coming from, obviously.
Absolutely, yes.
You
Hmm.
know, which I was crying earlier listening to Blackbird into 16 carriages. I was literally crying while making my eggs today. 16 carriages, like tearing up. I can't
That's
help
crazy.
it.
Because I was
So
sitting over here like, this ain't Texas. Woo! Ain't no
which we'll
hold
see.
'em.
I
Like,
really wanted to go through the first half of the album a bit because you know it's a little slower, so I really wanted to give it some
mhm.
time to breathe. Because yesterday I was listening to it while also finishing a book, so I was finishing Cersei, and at the end of that I was crying too. So I'm like crying reading this book, now I'm crying making my eggs. Like I really understand where Natalie's coming from because I cry at car commercials if they're a little bit sad, you know. I
You
get
know
it.
what? I'll give that to you because every other episode of a One Piece flashback, I'm over here like tears pouring out into my like food. So you know what? I feel you. I get it.
I understand the tears part. Now, the roller coaster part is where I start to divest myself a bit from the situation. You know what I mean? But we've talked about that at
Mhm.
length.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Nigel's like, you know what? I'm sorry that I blew up on you. We solved it. We're good. I realized you're coming from a place of concern. And you know what? I'm sorry I am a little hinged. And what about it? Work.
What about it? The
And what about
Ariana
it?
ponytail.
And then
Very
Derek,
Marcus.
yeah, and Derek says, yeah, no hard feelings, but hard feelings. You had to go after sending home my brother, which how else was he supposed to feel, you know? I'm not gonna fault him for that.
Exactly. I would have done the same thing. Like, you know what? You came for my girl, now I gotta come for you. That's
Yeah.
it. Over.
And Barry takes the high road here. He doesn't do the shady thing. He says, you know what? I won because I found this man. I was like, oh, that's good for y'all. Amen.
But where the
Uh
money at? That's
that
me.
part. Where the money at? You found the man,
Yeah.
but where's the 10K, bitch? You only won one part of the prize. I feel like it should be 10K and like a trip to the Bahamas or something. I feel like it just needs a little something else at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would
Which I get
because
it.
10K split between two
Money's
people
hard.
after taxes.
Should we get in like 4 3 something like that 3.5? I don't know. What I understand, the bigger the show gets, the more the prize money will be. And I think when the prize, because when it becomes, you know, like 20K and a trip for two to Montego Bay or what, you know, Jamaica or the
Hmm.
Bahamas or something,
Oh, we don't
that
want to
just
go Jamaica. I'm just saying
no.
because I don't know if they like gay people in Jamaica.
You're right.
I
You're
don't.
right. You're right. That's true. Yes.
They also got Yardy over there, and I don't know. I'm not gonna cross paths with Yardy no time soon.
You know, I saw Raheem getting topped today on my timeline. I was shocked.
I did. I think I saw the exact same clip you did, and I was totally gonna share and be messy. Like he's not a top anymore because he bottomed. Like I was gonna do it. I
You
was
were not
gonna
about to
do it.
fake start discourse for bait. Ooh, oh, that
I
Twitter
should have
blue
done it.
check. No, you have to get
Let
Twitter
me
blue
also
and
talk
then
about open
start fake
relationships
Discord.
while we're here.
Oh no. Could you imagine if you were talking about it and the girls I would be the one to start clocking you and be like, then what's this?
You
Like you are in one.
you would have whacked my ass. I would have had to deactivate. You
Oh
would have
my
clicked
gosh,
on
you
my
did.
y'all would have clicked on twitter.com/booty origami and it would have said this account no longer exists. Like
Then Jimmy and Geese talked about the
competitive.
compatibility test a bit. Kane starts feeling like the energy was you can't sit with us, which to be fair, they were all saying that you should go home. Which, you know, I understand that it's very valid. And he felt so relieved when they were going home. I was like, oh damn, it's gonna
Mhm.
hurt.
Yeah, that is when you like it was kind of reminding me of Georges from Drag Race because Georges was just there lip syncing every other day. It felt like always in the bottom, and then when they finally did the double elim, Georges was like, "I can go home to my family now." Like
Literally.
that was Kane.
George just was fighting for her life daily. And so is Maya. And now Morphine is kind of also fighting for her. And I really am hoping that we're not talking about Drag Race. I swear we cannot talk about this any longer. But if Morphine lip syncs her way to the finale, yes. Yes. Yes, bitch. And then we get the top three stuff.
Mhm.
Nobody, at least on the couch with Jimmy and Anthony and Derek and Keys, they said nobody felt the questions were fair
Not a single
from when
person.
the daddy say himbos. Jimmy says specifically the himbo side was a little more spiteful. They made him feel like an
Mhm.
accessory rather than asking questions about the couple. And, you know, there was a lack of eye contact, which we talked about with Keith last week. And people were applauding Rico and Nigel. They just felt like they were being embarrassed or trying to embarrass them with their
As
line of
Keith said,
questioning.
attempted embarrassment.
Attempted, which that you mentioned this when we were watching that color suit jacket on Jimmy, fantastic. Brings out
Hmm.
that eye color, gorgeous. Everybody
Speaking
looked
of
really good at the
dragons,
finale. Everybody looked really good.
do you remember when we were watching? When we were watching and it came out, and Barry came out in that suit, and I was like Jason Derulo, and then you were talking about the falling down the
Jason Derulo has
stairs.
fallen down the stairs at Dilf Mansion, which I still am going to make because it's not cover art. I don't know what to call them. The little image that I post to promote the episode. I don't know what it is, but I saw a tweet the other day that was like, we're losing the art of hastily done Photoshop. And I feel like that's what I'm doing is keeping that art alive with like really
Mhm.
badly photoshopped images that have a lot of chaos. I'm keeping the ancient text alive.
It's very like 2010s era Tumblr. That's what it feels like. And that's honestly, that was what I grew up on. So I'm glad that you're doing your part to keep it going.
Of course, I
It's an
have
ancient
to.
language.
It is ancient language. We're losing it with AI art. I feel like we're losing it. Which that's another we just cannot talk about.
Yeah,
But
that's
fuck AI art. Then we get the top two couples' last will and testament. Okay, wait, that's they just say their last
they're not
words to each
dead.
other. They're not dead. They just said their last words to each other. I love before Derek starts. You can hear Daniel in the back.
You can
Girl, you better talk. I love that. It's so good.
honestly, I was just hearing like, bitch, you better bring that money home. Like
Yes, right.
that's what that was.
Hmm. What did you think about Anthony and Derek's final words to each other?
I really liked what they had to say to each other. I really liked Anthony honestly bring up again, like he was able to open up more than he said, open up more than what I wanted, which maybe he was just like, I don't want to show my whole life on reality TV. But honestly, reality TV is like drag, like it shows who you really are.
Hmm.
And Anthony, I loved who you were. I love seeing you on TV, like open up and be the soft, like emotional daddy that you wanted to be, because daddies don't always have to be hard and rugged. They can be soft.
Yeah. I really like the way that they talk to each other. They're very patient with one another. You know, you can tell how safe they feel around one another. I also appreciate that Derek doesn't say that he loves him. It's a more realistic portrayal. You know what I mean? Like, it's very believable for Derek to be like, I really like you and I really like being with you, but I'm not at that place yet where I could say love to you. Because we've only been with each other
Yes.
for like, what, like 2, 3 weeks at this point. You know what I mean? However long filming is. So I think that
Hmm.
is very, it's relatable, it's realistic, but I think he also stabbed himself a little bit when he did that because it gives Rico and Nigel the perfect out to
Yeah.
really win everyone else over emotionally by saying love. So while I do think it is really relatable and works, and that's what I would have done, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think from a reality TV standpoint, that's the moment where I'm like, oh no.
And that's the thing, no, I'll say that point for after.
Okay.
Um, and like that's I do see where you're coming from with that because I thought on one point it was like, Derek had did the whole like thing all the way through, just like the I don't love, I'm sorry, I almost said love, I mean like I feel like it was in continuation of that like theme, that storyline. So I saw it that way, but I do see what you're saying about like you kind of just gave the other couple just like you put the goal right here, they have to just drop the ball in. Like,
Yes,
I see
but
it.
I'm the thing is like I would have done the same as Derek. I would have said I really like you, but I would not have said I love you because I've only been with you for a couple weeks, you know? And I like how Anthony, you could tell he's like not struggling to find the words. He's like getting choked up because he's
Mhm.
feeling all the emotions and you can feel how much Derek has done for him. And he's having a little trouble getting the words out, but what he does get out comes from the heart, which I think is very important, you know? And so to me, the way they talk to each other felt, and this is not to take anything away from how Nigel and Rico talk to each other, but
Mhm.
because I don't think I could find a better word for this. It just felt a little more realistic in terms of like how a couple would speak to each other in the real world outside of a reality TV competition, you know?
Yes.
It felt, at least it
'Cause
felt a little more relatable to me. I think that's maybe a better way to say it.
relatable, I think, is definitely the word because when I was watching them talk, it felt like how my partner and I talk to each other. Like that's what I felt when seeing them. It was like a reflection of me.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Nigel and Rico, the words that they say to each other, gorgeous, beautiful. The things they say also come from the heart. Like when I say that I relate a little more to Anthony and Derek's, doesn't mean that I'm saying that Nigel and Rico aren't as relatable.
Mhm.
I think they might just be a little more romantic and expressive than I am. Rico says, I'm a monogamous man with an open heart. This sounds like something that you would put on your dating profile, right? Like this, not you
Mhm.
specifically, but like this,
Oh, and I was making that face at you. I'm just thinking like, how would I tweet this?
it's
Like,
giving something that you would put on like a Hinge profile. I'm a monogamous man with an open heart. Just looking for my
oh,
also, you know,
oh my,
like
for my oats.
my oats. I need my oats. And then he turns
um,
Nigel's head to him and says, I'm glad I have you in my life.
well, it's
He
not just a
repeats,
turn. He like grabs his chin and
I
he's
know.
like,
Well, he
look at
said it
me.
once and then he turned his head to him and said it again, which on the one hand, like, touch me nice. But also I was like, oh, it's kind of hot. So yeah, that was great. It was good.
Um, Nigel's speech was, I'm going to say speech because that's definitely what it was.
It
It
was
was
a
a speech.
speech. He's a wordsmith.
Nigel was giving everything from the bottom of the toes, not just the heart. It went all the way down to the toes, all the way
Mm-hmm.
out. You've changed my life. I'm paraphrasing. You've
Okay.
changed my life. I've never been treated like this before. You respect everyone in a room and you check everyone's heart. I can't wait to apply everything you've shown me to the world. Like it was the first time I watched it, I was moved. The second time I watched it, I was just like, damn, like
It was a good
that's
speech.
deep.
It was fantastic.
Hmm.
It was great. And then he says, you know, fuck it. I don't care if it's too early. I love you. And I don't care if it takes you 5 days, a week, a month, or whatever, you know, I love you. So you don't got to say it back, blah, blah, blah. And they cut over to Anthony and Derek, and you can like see it on their faces. They're like, fuck.
I literally wrote that down. Wait, can I zoom in on these emojis? I literally wrote just like the annoyed emoji, like camera to Anthony, just like,
Yeah, like you can kind of see it on their
ugh.
faces. And then we cut and everyone starts voting. Okay, I wrote down who voted for who because I think it's a little more important. Not a little more important. I think it's important to analyze who voted for who. So
Mhm.
for Anthony and Derek, the votes we have are Sal, Aaron, Matt, and Jimmy. These four people, I think, relate to each other in a lot of ways. I feel like they're a little more analytical. I feel like they can put their emotions a little further back, and I
Mhm.
think the way they voted reflects that. You know, Nigel and Rico, we've got Looters, Nick, Keese, Marcus, Barry, Kane, and Hazel. So they ended up winning. Congrats to them. Congrats to both of the top two couples. They really did a fantastic job all season. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, early on, we predicted, did we not predict that?
Nigel and
Did
Rico would win.
I don't know if we predicted that they were a winner, that they would be top two. And I think we may have predicted Anthony and Derek being top two. I said one of the
I
twin couples. I wasn't sure who it was going to be, but I know it was going to be one of the twins.
Did we say Daniel and Ed, or was it Derek and Anthony?
I think I said Derek and Anthony.
I think it might have been them, but I know definitely Nigel and Rico. When we saw them in like episode one, like they're making it to the final. Like
Oh, of
they're gonna
course.
make it.
Yeah, the storyline's there, you know.
Hmm.
And they did it. Congrats to them. Amen. They won. Beautiful.
They did it.
And Nigel gives a little shout out to Anthony and Derek because they were also a very strong couple. I appreciate that, you know.
Hmm.
And he's like, I don't gotta fight no more. I'm done. I don't gotta fight. Thank God. Which, hey, fuck it, man. This was a great season.
It was. This was when I saw season one, I was like, I need more of this. I want more drama, more chaos, more love. And honestly, Daddy TV, Out TV, Topher, y'all brought it. And I loved it. Y'all literally had me eating out of the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
I was there
And we
every
will continue
episode.
to eat because I'm sure season 3 is going to be just as fantastic, if not more. So we are ready and willing to talk. It's our favorite thing to do. So we cannot wait. We cannot wait. And this is not the end of Baby Daddies. Like I said, we will be going back and doing season 1. We're going to take a little bit of a break, you know. I gotta catch up on some other podcast episodes. I gotta do a lot more Poison Touch, and then we'll get back to Baby Daddies. We have another episode hopefully coming up with Topher to talk about the production of the show, seasons 1 and 2. Really kind of get into the meat and potatoes of how a show like this is made. And yeah, Mario, let us know where the booty do the origami at for the final time in at least like a month or two.
Oh my god. You can catch the booty doing the origami on every one of the 16 carriages at twitter.com/bootyorigami.
Amen. My name is Jake, and you can find me and Dolly P over at Poison Touch Pod, the podcast where Gay and his friends give you the best and worst advice to deal with all of life's predicaments. You can also submit your own questions, because if you need advice, I got you covered over at poisontouch.com. And if you want to see my personal stuff, you can follow me at Krog Hunk for X-Men, comic stuff, video game stuff, all sorts of shenanigans. And we will catch y'all next time. Like, we don't have an episode probably coming out next week. Like,
I know.
Yeah, we'll catch you next time. And thank you all so much for rocking with us. Thank you so much for supporting us. Shout out to the cast of season 2 for being so open to coming on and talking with us. Shout out to Daddy TV, Out TV for putting together such a great show, for following us and for giving us the support and reposting our stuff. You know, we appreciate it. And we can't wait to keep on doing this.
For the Stormy Bucks.
Yes, thank you to Scritch for the Stormy Bucks, and which we have. I got mine here. Oh god, there we go. I got my Stormy Bucks.
There we go.
Yep, I have my Pup Scritch sticker is currently on my Nintendo Switch, which it's there. You can kind of see it.
Oh, mine on my laptop.
Yeah, I put a bunch of stickers on.
The sticker.
And yeah, we will catch y'all later. Goodbye, friends.
Bye.